Hello guys and girls, welcome back to the channel, and something completely different and a breakaway from my normal Vauxhall content. So here we have a 1/18 scale Bibarago Jaguar E-type. We have a base made of MDF, 5mm thick, and we have a load of old wood from my old fence panels in my garden. So I'm on a bit of a mission. This is something I've wanted to do for years, and it's a bit of a pastime of mine, which is something that I've not followed up for many years. What I want to do is build a diorama. I'm going to build a diorama of a garage using the old wood. I'm actually making it out of proper wood. Now this wood is ideal for making an old run-down diorama because it's actual bits of rotten timber from my old garden fence. I've recently done a new garden fence, and that's some of the wood that's left over from it. So I'm going to make a wood frame timber garage, and then within the garage is going to be this old rundown dilapidated E-type. Now I don't know whether I'm actually going to use this exact car, simply because anybody who knows anything about Bibarago models knows that this reg 004WD is an extremely rare example. Most of the Bibaragos don't have that reg. They have, I'm trying to remember what it is now, JDW477 I think it is the reg that most of them have. So this reg 004WD is extremely rare, so I might not actually end up using this body. I might actually try and restore this one, but it's along the lines of what I'm going to do, because as you can see, this one has got broken wheels and it's being used as a parts car to repair other ones. I'll actually do a separate video on all the E-types that I've got. I have got a lot of 1/18 scale models from Bibarago, My Store, right up to Auto Art, Mini Champs. You know, I've got probably about 90 plus 1/18 scale models. But I wanted to do something different to the channel, just to mix things up, because rather than it all being all about my old school Vauxhalls, my Cavalier and my Mark 1 Cavalier, Mark 2 Cavalier, my Vectra, my Max Power Cavalier, my Nova, when I eventually get around to it, etc. I wanted to mix up a little bit and do something different on the channel. So this is what I'm doing. It's a pastime that, as I say, I've not done it for years, and I've been absolutely itching to do it. So I've cut myself a base from some spare MDF that I've got. I've got some of the wood that I've had drying out, ready to actually start making a garage. So this is what I'm going to do. So it's another little project, something to be a bit different for the channel, a little bit of different content. So keep tuned and we'll see how we get on in this video. See you shortly. So the first thing I've decided is to make it pretty much a square foot, because I want to make it not just like a garage but like a workshop. I might even leave it with enough space so there can be 2 cars in here. I have actually seen on eBay, I've just been looking, there is some just bodies, E-type bodies, with engines and stuff, going cheap on eBay for like a tenner plus postage. So I might actually order them, and then it saves me using this one with the rare reg. And there's 2 red ones and a green one, which might form a good basis for making the garage, because then I could potentially have 2 cars in the diorama. But I'm leaving enough space. I'm basically leaving enough space so that there's space for 2 cars, or space for 1 car and workshop space, maybe like some workbenches or something like that. But so the first job is to actually build the garage itself, decide what design I'm going for. I think I'm going to do it like wooden with big swing open front doors, but I'm going to personally do it dilapidated, so there'll be like holes in the wall and bits of the roof missing. There's probably going to be collapsed beams and all sorts. It's going to be like a proper barn find kind of diorama. I'm going to make the car look really rusty. I've got some ideas, so stay tuned for what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start by deciding on some dimensions and then get building. Hi guys, right, so what I've done now, you come back probably about an hour later from where I left off. I've produced all these beams which are going to start forming the actual structure of the garage. Now this is why I wanted to use this old wood that's a little bit rotten, because look how much texture and character this is going to add. You know, the idea is I want to make it look like an old barn, an old garage that's really, really run down. This, I mean, this bit's probably the best bit, because look at how rotten and old that looks. I've purposely cut them quite rough, so again it gets a really rustic flavour to it. And because a lot of them have got like the old green like creosote type stuff on them, again it just adds to the character of it. So the idea is one of these is going to go in each of these positions, and then there'll be cross beams across, and then I'll make some proper A-frames, and I'll make like an A-frame roof. Now I ain't decided what to do for the roof yet, whether to do the roof like corrugated iron effect to make it, well, it probably wouldn't have been corrugated iron. If it were built probably in the 20s or 30s, it probably would have been asbestos, something like that. So I might make some kind of asbestos looking roof, or I might just keep it all made out of wood. I ain't decided yet. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to concentrate on making the main frame first. I'm also going to have cross pieces between to make it like a proper good strong skeleton for the garage itself. And so the first thing I'm going to do is get these set onto the base. I might actually even cut out little slight holes into the base so for them to sit in, just to make it a bit more sturdy, a bit more secure. I'll be using wood glue, good old PVA wood glue, to hold it all together. Once I've got the uprights in, whichever way I decide to use them, I'll decide which ones I want to use in what position. Then I can make some cross beams and make like an apex. And as I say, I'm going to put cross braces between each of them as well, or I might just do one big long one across the top of each side. I ain't decided yet. I'm trying to remember how my dad's garage was built, because my dad had a garage that was built in about probably 1940, something like that. It was a really old garage, and I'm trying to remember how his garage was built. I know it had these beams like this, and it had cross beams in it, like an A-frame. So I'm trying to remember exactly how it was. I've been looking at some photos on the internet to try and get some ideas, and then once I've got the garage built, I can start with the actual car itself. Like I said earlier, I've done a little look on the internet, and the only one of these that I can find with that reg was a Monte Carlo special one, but it should have Monte Carlo stickers on the bonnet and whatever. But either way, that reg 004WD is very, very rare on these Barago E-types. That's why I'm a bit reluctant to actually go messing this one up, and I might actually try and restore it because it's got such a rare reg on it. But I shall see. I mean, I've got all the spares, spare bumpers, spare exhaust, spare broken wheels. The wheels on this are actually already broken. That's the reason I was going to use this one and make it all rusty and rotten. But we shall see. So anyway, let's carry on and get on with making this. So I'll see you shortly. Right then guys, so you join me back. I've got all the upright bits which I'd already showed you, but I've also done these cross beams. So these are going to start making the structure. So one of them did actually snap while cutting it. Actually, I tell a lie, two of them snapped, but I'm not actually that bothered, because what I'm actually intending on doing is making it look like a really proper run-down, old, knackered barn, which is obviously going to have the E-type inside. What I have done while I've been doing this, I've actually just been on eBay and I have actually bought 3 more E-type Jags. They were actually in a set of 3. like I said I was going to do, potentially. So there's 2 red ones and there's a green one. Now they've all got the other reg number on, which I mentioned earlier, which means that rather than wrecking this one and wasting the very, very, very rare reg number, I can use these other ones which have got the much more common reg number on. So at some point in the future, if I get enough parts together to restore this one, I can potentially restore it and save it. But I am going to use the old knackered bits off this, like the interior's proper, you know, really nasty, and it's all, I mean, part of it's actually broken off the edge of the dashboard. The seats are really knackered. It's all faded and gone to a real mess. Obviously, these wheels are knackered anyway because the spokes are all broken. But I just thought it'd be a shame with that reg number being such a rare one. I mean, it doesn't really make that much difference, really, but I thought, well, if I bought these other ones that I've bought, I've got no windscreens, no bumpers, no headlight covers. The wheels are missing. There's loads of bits missing off them, but it were only a tenner for 3. As I said, 2 red ones and a green one. And what I think I'll do is, once the garage is built, I'll have a green one maybe at one side, a red one at the other, or I'm not sure yet. I might use them for doing different dioramas, and I might just have the green one in this garage, maybe the other red one next to it, or maybe I'll use the other 2 in a different diorama, which I might make in the future. Who knows? But one thing I will say, I'm really enjoying doing this, because this is something I haven't done for years, like since I was probably a teenager, since I last did, you know, artist stuff like this. Building models, building dioramas, so I'm really, really enjoying this. So if this is the kind of content that you're actually quite happy to watch me doing, then let me know in the comments. Before anybody says it, yes, it is taken away from doing my real cars, but I've got more important things in life than just working on my real cars all the time, you know? Sometimes you have to have hobbies, and this is one hobby which I've not done anything with, like I said, for years and years and years and years. I bet it's quite possibly going on 30 years since I last did something like this, and I'm really enjoying doing it. So I'm going to continue doing it. So if anybody's got an opinion on it, well, that's your opinion. Me personally, I'm enjoying doing it, so I'm going to continue doing it. So with that said, thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Please like, browse, subscribe, share my videos, and help me try and get to that magical 1,000 subs. I'm at 526, I think, as I do this video. So hopefully by mixing and matching the content and doing something a little bit different, I might get a new lot of viewers. And that's what I'm trying to do. Try to mix and match the content, get a few different viewers to the channel. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Laters.